You're mouthing off. You're still getting this thing going. I'm sure other people have war stories they'd like to tell. Gene can't speak without asking Norrie's permission. George, have you finished your remarks?
You have to speak higher.
I'm sorry, my speaker's off. My speaker's off. I said you could only speak with your wife's permission.
Give it to me.
George, can you hear me?
No.
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 Can you hear me now?
No. You have to turn it off.
Gosh, it's so great to see
No.
so many of us back. That's great. I don't know what James got.
He's got a bad microphone.
Let's take it one time. You're at a time. Let's have a break.
Check.
And we're glad to be back at that age.
Speak loud.
That works now.
Yes, that works now.
Maybe say goodnight early.
George, many thanks.
Can you see it now?
I'm getting advice. George.
Louder.
George called me at 10 o'clock this morning.
Can't hear you.
Louder.
on. It's not turned off. George called me this morning at 10 o'clock.
I got a very noisy bunch of people on my left.
Not working.
So is there a switch?
I don't hit switch. Yes, why did they switch?
Something to say. This is going to be perhaps our last hurrah.
Quarters downstairs.
George, would you knock it off so
One of the young ladies. The one that usually goes with us, I don't see him tonight. He's from France.
You have to move
They didn't pick up his name card. They had one name card made out for John Lacey. And I took there were two John Lacey.
Hello.
Hey!
I want to thank everybody for coming. We have the information in your registration packet. It's how many are here now, and how many are still surviving. And we are one of the people who know that we're doing much better, and have been, over the years, than the average class. All right. George has said to say. He called me this morning and said, I may make it, I may not. And he hummed me up, and here he is, showed up at the last minute, grabbed the microphone, and started talking like the judge he is. I'm going to ask everybody who wants to say something about the good times we've had over the past, and hopefully a few good times more in the future. And we'll start with our class secretary on my left, Herbert Meagle, who will tell us the statistics and whatever else he wants to tell us.
Thank you. I was as surprised as anyone when I saw the list of living members of this class of 1942. The total on my list was 146. And that included my roommate of 3 years who died on April the 1st, and the records have not caught up with the departure of Ross Parker in Sarasota, Florida. The attendance at this evening's event, I think, is outstanding. The size of it and the quality of this group of survivors is really reassuring and encouraging. The attendance at two sons of this class, one the class of 77 and the other of 83. We're glad to have them join us in whatever capacity they're serving tonight. I think I would like to pass this around so I get.
I get a verse.
Okay.
Let me add, 90 is bitter, 90 is gold, but I'd rather be 90 than not here at all. Thank you.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's all right. That's why we bring other pants.
Well, talk about defining experiences. The conversation here at this table turned to the subject of the hurricane of 1938 and the problem of getting to Boston. And I just discovered in the conversation that Herb McMeekin and I were on the same boat that left New York and went out through Long Island Sound and up to Boston and landed us in time to register on time at the time of that great hurricane. And I think maybe he and I were about the only members of this class who were there on time at that great hurricane, which you all remember and all have stories to tell about.
As I recall it, when we started out in the class of 42, they took a comprehensive physical examination and some kind of a notes from us. And I think they've been following us all these years. And I suppose when the last man standing is no longer standing, they will release their findings on the class of 42 and their longevity and the reasons therefore. So I'm in hopes that we'll go down in history.
One here who was in the Naval ROTC.
Yes. Yes.
I learned a couple of days ago, looking through the yearbook, not the yearbook, but the college directory of this, all the people. I learned that there was a fellow, I can't remember his name, but I have the book upstairs. He and I were on the battleship Mississippi I was there 2 weeks after graduation. I went aboard in San Francisco. But he was on the Mississippi longer than I was. We were together for a year and didn't know either one was on there. And we were all over the Pacific Ocean. I'm from Texas, so we still live. We're in the ranching business in Texas, and we've had a horrible drought down there, but we've been getting a little rain in the last month or two, and we think we'll survive. They're doing some fracking on this oil. They're tearing up our community, a little town down there. They're messing it up pretty bad, but some people are making a lot of money out of it. I haven't got anything out of it yet. It's good to be here. We've made almost all of the reunions. I've missed 2 of them, and I was thrilled to be able to come up. My son and his wife brought me up.
Wonderful to see you here like that.
Since Jay is taking roll call, I'd like to know how many here are from Kirkland House.
All right. Maybe?
Well, okay. Then I think the rest of you need to know about Kirkland House. Okay? Did you ever hear of the Snooper Man that was in Kirkland House?
What did he do?
Well, These kids were rather industrious, and they went and turned all the books around in the library. You know where the library was in Kirkland House? In about an hour's time, they turned all the books around, and it took them 3 days to straighten out the library. Jay Scott was one of the leaders in it. I thought I'd tell the story about him, because most all of you have interesting stories about your classmates, your dormitory mates, your entryway mates. There were 6 of us in the same class that lived in Kirkland House. That was Carter Leslie, Chuck Griffin. Most of you knew Chuck, the great enthusiast football cheerleader. Okay. My roommate, Homer Musgrave, and myself, J. Scott Myers, and Dexter Sawyer. We've been working together, have had many reunions, and have enjoyed ourselves back with all you guys, okay?
Here. All right. Here.
In Leverett House, there was a guy a year ahead of us named Hyde, and he was very adventurous and dug out all the interesting things in the treasure room of the Widener Library. This is before Lamont was built. And one of the things he found was